Oh, you wouldn't believe how hard it was to find parking. This place should really have better parking available. Oh, the pizza came already. Thank you for waiting for me. And what's this? Oh.
Hit me with your best shot. Why don't you hit me with your best shot? Hit me with your best shot. Fire away.
Is that a secular song you're singing?
Yes, I love that song.
You know, I know you think you're going to heaven because Jesus did some work, but he tells us you have to follow his commandments. Why are you wearing that? You're so revealing.
It's hot outside today.
I know. I'm sweating my ass off. I didn't mean to say ass. I meant buttocks. But heavens, you think you're going to go drinking this wine and dressing like that? You know, Jesus forgave you, and then he expects you to do more. Where'd you go? No. This can't be happening. This can't be happening. Oh, wait. What was that the Pope said? Yeah, the bad people will be cleansed from the earth. That's what this is. He was right all along. All the religions are going to unite, and we're going to be righteous, and we're going to follow the true laws. Oh, now the earth's going to be cleansed. I love it. Oh, yeah. No, that's not fair. Lord, haven't I prophesied in your name? Haven't I cast out the bad people in your name? I have done so many works in your name. I have earned this. You can't leave me behind. I am the good Christian. This can't be real. I need a drink. No! Today on Cooking for Jesus, we're going to make a very savory Boston butt. Huh? What? I can't say butt on a Christian channel? But it's a butt. It says right here, Boston butt. Look here, I'm rubbing my butt. Okay, so we're going to put this in and come over here. We got your onions, your peppers, some carrots. We got our Filipino chinos. I'm not going to go through all that again. Some seasoning, some fresh garlic, and grated ginger. And of course, we got to have our Corinthian peppers. Bam! A little bit of apple juice, fresh pressed. So we're going to throw it all in. I'll show you a picture, and then I'll show you all of us eating it because it's going to be delicious. All right. This is Cooking for Jesus. Doesn't that look delicious? We got the whole garden in there. So we're going to cook this on low for 8 hours, and we'll check it out when we get back from the zoo in Colombia. Have a good day. We're cooking for Jesus. Hey, what are you guys looking at? Giraffes! They're really tall. Hey guys, make sure and get on the Ark 2x2, okay? Thank you. Come on. It's a parade. We're going to the closed restaurant named Tusker's. Wah, wah. I really was in the mood for a wild burger too. How come he's not coming after us? Say my name. Barbaroussa.
You've been defanged? I swear they had horns when we were here last time, remember? Because they were going all over.
Go for a swim there, Barbaroussa.
Only the males have tusks, so those are girls.
Now that's a big title. Wow.
That was on the art.
I could get a ride with that one.
When he got on.
Yeah, that's the actual one. He's 4,000 years old. Look at our buddy. He's like, I'm
He's
coming
like, what are you
out.
doing in my swamp?
Get out of my swamp.
What if he just like came up and ate one of those?
Yeah, ate one of those freaking lizards as I thought he was gonna do, but aren't they vegetarian?
This is a golden lion tamarin. This is what we'll see in heaven.
Tamarind.
Oh, I thought it was tamarin.
It's not native.
Tamarin.
Oh, monkey.
Eh, cute.
Oh, look at how fluffy it is. It's like Nacho as a monkey.
Yeah. There's the lion face. I like how you part your hair. This is one of the most lethal kitty cats on earth. Hunts 5 times its own weight. And it looks like a footy-booty little kitty cat. And he's tiny. I think there's one in my house. This guy, he hates getting his hair done. Look at that face. Stop it, Ma. Oh. Like thunder. Hello, fella. What's going on? What? You want me to bust you out? But I can't. It's apparently against the rules. Nice to see you, though. Has anybody seen my hairbrush? Hey, you sound like Mr. Bones. I'm a penguin. What do you got? Any of you fellas want to go for a swim? And then we found the gentle koala bear. And you know what? This habitat smells amazing. We've been seeing all these stinky animals, and now we got eucalyptus and mint. Oh my goodness. You're my favorite, buddy. Look at how sweet and peaceful. I'm gonna take 4 of you. And then we got the gigantic python. Let's see. Beady little eyes, green skin, reptile skin. Yep, you're a bad guy. I'm glad you're locked up. Meow. 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 I see you there, Shakan. He's like, I'm in the bath. Bathsheba. Found the dragon. The dragon is rising. The Komodo dragon. Got you on that one, eh? He needs a bath. Oh, the lions are out. And I ain't lying. Away to hang. Roar. Meow. 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 Meow, 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 meow. Look at that. Yeah, you heard me calling. Kitty language. Yeah, kitty, 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 kitty. Then one starts running at me and I run scared and drop my phone in the lake.
Bless you, Keith. They'll attack you for fun. Lion only kills to eat or for
Masafenya G. Tigo Enya. Masafenya baby. Chickaboom. And there's the soft, gentle bear, Baloo. Yeah, he's so sweet, so cuddly. But actually, I think he could take care of himself. Just by standing up. Grr. Look at this big fella. He's kind of dangerous. Looks innocent enough, right? But he would tear your head off. As soon as he got a chance. Just lying there asleep, pretend like he's not fast. And then, zoom! He's on ya. See, this ostrich knows what I'm talking about. Don't put your head in the sand. Get that head up there and start looking. Now, the ostriches are with the zebras. That's weird, but I guess they're both friendly towards each other. Wouldn't that be nice if people were friendly towards each other? Yeah, you know. Hey, fellow.
He's a goat. He's from outside.
This is a very beautiful goat. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your family's service. Thank you for all you do. Aren't you adorable? You look just like my little Nacho. How you doing there? Sweet as can be. Oh, yeah. Oh. I'm gonna go buy some food for you. Aren't you a little bunny? You know, one time I built an ark that looked a lot like this. You guys are bringing back such memories. Look at this guy. He's like, what? Is somebody getting some food? Yes. Apparently, they like this stuff.
How you do? They don't know what's going on. Oh, didn't get any. You didn't get any. You didn't get any, cute little guy. Oh, who's coming?
Aw, he's Johnny come lately.
Gotta get the one on the end with the white. Oh, look at you.
Aw, they cuddle like my kittens.
There you go. Come here. Come here. That tiny little white one on the
Here it comes, here it comes. Oh, good call there. Look, I'm booked for seconds. Look at my goat beard. Hey, is that a goatee? I love your goatee, my friend. I'm gonna buy special food just for you. You know, the most amazing thing to me is it was supposed to be sunny today. And I prayed for a nice, thick cloud cover so we wouldn't be roasted at the zoo. And it's not amazing that my father answered. It's just amazing to know he hears you. He listens. You can count on him. You can depend on him. He's so good. The Almighty, the most powerful, said, you can ask me whatsoever you will, and I will do it. What a wonderful birthday. And I love to hear you stretching your feet, Father. I know you're coming soon. It's gonna be a dark and cloudy day. I hope the music in the background doesn't cause my video not to upload. I love palm trees and I love bamboo. We've walked through a few bamboo forests. So wonderful. Great day at the zoo. We're all pretty spread out. It's not too crowded. But could you ask for a better day? There's one of my monkey sons doing the pull-ups because he's still full of life. There you go, hanging from the tree and all. You guys can do multiple poses because I'm actually filming.
Oh, cheese.
Cheese, burger,
Happy birthday, Madison.
Mimi's son's birthday.
All right, to the car.
When's your birthday, little one?
Yeah, I know how that goes.
Did you take one of the penguins from the exhibit? You sure did! So, my love,
It's what you prayed for.
did I pray for this or what?
You prayed for an overpass, a little sprinkle. We haven't got the sprinkle yet, but...
Yeah, but I said only the sprinkle only if we needed it. So the Lord said, you don't need it. Poor bastard. Never saw it coming. Oh, I'm sorry to tell you, sir, your friend's dead. We're taking him to the morgue. Hold on. Step aside, step aside. This guy's not dead. Look, as it turns out, he's only mostly dead. There's a big difference between mostly dead and all dead. With all dead, there's only one thing you can do. Go through his pockets and look for loose change. Hey in there! What you got out here so worth living for?
Rapture.
Did you hear that? He said rapture. There's no more exciting thing in the world to be alive for. Bonesy, get up, buddy. What's going on?
What's up?
Bonesy, my friend, why didn't you say anything? Why'd you let him take you?
Well, I guess the cat had my tongue.
Oh yeah, I was feeding the cats. Hey, are you okay?
I feel great.
What are you doing in a body bag anyways?
This isn't a body bag. It's a sleeping bag. I was camping out because I don't want to miss a thing.
Oh, Bonesy, now that's pretty smart. Okay, next time speak up.
Please be around.
I won't leave you. Hey, are you sure you're okay? You got anything to say?
I've taken my vows and my curtain calls. You brought me fame and fortune and everything that goes with it. I think Dr. All, but it's been no bed of roses, no pleasure cruise. I consider it a challenge before all the human race, and I ain't gonna lose. We are the champions, my friend, and we'll keep setting dates till the end. No. We are the champions. We are the champions. No time for losers, 'cause we are the champions of the world.
That was beautiful. Now let's get in. I'm getting soaked. What's going on, my eternal family? Hey, what's going on, my earthly friends? Mr. Bones, that was really scary. Man, next time you got to speak up.
Well, you know, the dead in Christ do rise first, so it was kind of symbolic.
You know, that actually works. I like that. We did that on purpose, right? Hey, Sally. Oh, wow. You're looking very intellectual. I like the new glasses.
Well, Dr. Barry, you have really inspired me to read the Bible a lot more, and my eyes, I just need a little help, so I got these glasses.
I'm delighted to hear you're inspired to read the Bible more. God's Word is the most beautiful thing on this earth. He says it's actually a piece of heaven that will last forever. You know, this thought occurred to me that when we get up there, some people will have a lot of catching up to do because they have not been exposed to any of this information. So I don't know if we'll be in classes or whatever to kind of get up to speed with the learning, but some of you that have been following what the teachers are saying are going to be way ahead of the class. And I think some people in the world might be in the kindergarten class, right? Hello, this is God and this is Jesus. He is the same person, right? So I'm really thrilled that you're all following along, and you know, we're still looking at God's patterns, and we're still in the month of Av. In fact, this is Saturday when I'm filming this, and we're looking at tomorrow into Monday to be the 22nd day of Av. But even till the end of the month of Av, I still feel like there's a lot of validity to support that, and the Feast of the Harvest and the new wine, etc. But I am not against going into every new idea, because here's what has changed in the past 4 years. You know, when we first started looking at this with the Revelation 12 sign, there wasn't a thing on earth that would make anybody think the end is near. Can I get agreement on that? And now anybody with an intellect can understand there's no way that a Christian can continue on refusing the mark for very long. You know, there's definitely a time limit on this prophecy. Now, is this the most delightful thing? We're driving down the road, driving home, and Danielle gets this notification about Trump's big announcement. I almost drove the car off the road. I was so excited. I was like, what did he say? I mean, come on, Abrahamic covenant? Are you kidding me? You know, it just last year, the Jews Sanhedrin was talking about reintroducing the Noahide laws, and they were interviewing the Pope, who was recognizing this, and the UN. So, can we just recap for a second? The United Nations, the entire world, representatives, and the Pope, who is like practically running the world, right? He's at least the mouthpiece for who is running the world, and everybody answers to that guy, right? And he's like, yeah, we're going to introduce these Noahide laws, and we're going to have peace and safety. Noah, you know, the guy from the Bible. They're talking about Noah laws from the Bible, and then President Trump, the leader of the single most powerful nation upon the earth, says, oh yeah, we're starting this new plan and we're going to call it the Abraham Covenant. And what is Revelation 12 guy and a bunch of other great channels, what have they been talking about? Breaking the everlasting land covenant that was given to Abraham. So is there any more proof that y'all need that we are in this end times? I mean, I've been focused on finding the date because I just take for plain value that any intelligent person understands we're in the end times. However, I've run into a lot of people that I can't believe it's a surprise to them when I bring it up. So that being said, my focus has been on trying to encourage the bride and present to our Father a happy, loving, excited, delighted, dancing, laughing bride up in heaven, not somebody up there scared out of their minds and looking around because they don't know what's going on. So that's been kind of the focus of my ministry. And again, to bring a smile and a lifted heart and to encourage one another, because, I believe what he says when he says encourage each other with these words and don't forsake getting together. Now, I know we're all forsaking getting together at the churches, which in my opinion is a great thing because 99% of the churches are not teaching about what's important. They're stuck on the old sermon series, this is how to sin a little less and do a little better, and not really thriving on the heart of Jesus, the love of Jesus, the joy of Jesus. Jesus said, my peace I leave with you, my joy I leave with you. I know everybody thinks Jesus walked around with a frown on his face or deadpan. Can you imagine him? My joy I leave with you. And then he ascends up away. I mean, come on. You have humor, right? You like to smile. You have a bunch of teeth that are for smiling. And you get tickled. And you think things are funny. Where do you think they come from? I mean, Christians have been so duped. They have been so fooled into thinking that everything is supposed to be serious and humdrum. I promise you, our Lord is not like that. If you spend day and night with him, speaking and listening and watching, awake, not just drunk on this world and the social media feed. They're feeding you, right? We look at on the internet what they feed us. You go to the TikTok and do you go search something? No, you don't even know what to search. Where would I start? You just go like this. You're being fed. And the Facebook, you're being fed. I remember the days when you would look at a couple of things and it was over. And then they made it endless. If you sit there on Facebook for the next 700 hours, it will never end. And there will be stuff that catches your eye and is interesting. It's designed that way, right? But how about spend the next 700 hours? Well, we don't have 700 hours in my opinion. Spend the next 70 hours, maybe the next 7, just going through this. I've thought of this in the past. I don't know if I said it enough, but start in the Psalms. Just go to the Psalms. If you're wanting to hear his heart and you want to know where to start in the Psalms. If you're wanting discipline and wisdom, go to the Proverbs, of course. If you want the love story that touches your heart, go to the Song of Songs, often labeled as the Song of Solomon, and go to the Song of Psalms and imagine yourself as that bride. Come away, my love, my dove, my fair one. Come away. Oh, my beloved, I hear him in the clouds, and he's upon the mountains. And he comes and he says, the time is the time of the turtle dove singing, the flowers, and the new grapes give a good smell, right? The new wine. If you want, wisdom from the preacher, this is Solomon. Ecclesiastes is Solomon's book where he said, I tried everything on this earth. I tried everything under the sun, and I had the ability. He had the wisdom, he had the resources, he had the money to do everything he wanted. So he's like, I tried folly, I tried wisdom, I tried sadness, I tried happiness and joy. I gave myself to drink. Even if he said, I can go and drink as much as I want, he said, it's all vanity and it's just a fail in the point of life. And he says, if I build all these riches and have the most, what happens when I die? I turn it over. And so what he was saying is, under the sun, there's nothing on this earth that's really truly worth it. So he says over and over, look, just eat, drink, be merry, enjoy this lot in life because it is the gift from God under the sun, but have your mind on heavenly things, on your eternal purpose, on our true home. And that is what this beautiful word provides for us. And now that you know, every single story, every single book of the Bible is fleshing out the original story of Adam, man, representing God, Jesus, and searching for a bride because it is not good for man, Adam, to be alone. So he pulled from his heart, they removed a rib and pulled from his heart the bride. So every book retells that story of Jesus finding a bride. And we know, of course, he'll find two brides, like all these stories also talk about two brides and talk about the older brother killing the younger brother, about the two brothers and the adversary and the older brother always oppressing the younger brother. And that is representative of Jews oppressing the younger brother. And what we see now is the old covenant oppresses the new covenant. And Jesus said to John in the book of Revelations, take this little book. Look, I'll show you comparison. All right, there's the center of the Bible. So there's the Old Testament and there's the New Testament. Now, most brilliant teachers agree that the Gospels up to Acts is still really Old Testament. So watch this. Let me take this out of here. All right, now we're in the book of Acts. So Jesus said to John, take this little book and eat it. And it'll be sweet at first, but it'll be bitter in your tummy. And, you know, for a Jew, accepting Jesus, like at first, there might be a way in, but it's a hard pill to swallow, so to speak, right? And so that is what we see with people raised on the Churchian church. They have a hard time accepting joy and love. It might catch their eye, but when it's in their belly, they're like, this seems wrong. You know, we shouldn't be laughing and smiling about this. It was all his eternal plan. And so we're right on target, but let me go ahead and tell you what all of our possibilities are, because we're going this year of 2020. I put my great reputation of always being right on this. So as you know, all right, I haven't been right about everything, but for what it's worth, I really put a lot of, from the beginning. Let me show you something. From the beginning, This is my original The Notebook. And again, I said before, my wife's favorite movie is The Notebook. It's where the two young lovers, you know, and they grow old and they die in the nursing home, hugging each other. It's a beautiful story. Hope I didn't spoil the ending. But anyway, I hope you've seen that. But I call this, I'm like, Danielle, this is the true Notebook. So these are all my pages of notes that I have collected, and the entire almost the entire notebook is completely filled of clues and evidence and biblical tips, hints, mysteries revealed, secrets, etc. that point to this year, this time. And from the beginning, I'll show you this one page. From the beginning, I thought the Rapture story, which leads to the end of the world, should be represented in every possible aspect. So I looked at scriptures, number one, signs in the sun, moon, and stars, the Jewish feast, which I was beginning to understand. The dates and counts had to be perfect from one date to another, had to fulfill something of God. The prophecies of the respected
Hebrew leaders and possibly other people on earth that had prophecies. I wanted everything to congeal and coincide and come together, converge. I wanted everything to converge and come together. I was listening to dozens of pastors. I was looking at the world signs. I thought, the world should also represent this. Political. Is the political climate set for this, and does it agree with the Bible? The planetary things, with incoming Planet X back then was really big. I still don't know about that, but wormwood is going to hit the earth at some point. Signs in the earth like the floods, the famines, the earthquakes, the tidal waves, the fires, the blood rivers, all these things increasing. The numbers, there are thousands of numbers, but especially certain ones that keep repeating, they had to fit into this puzzle. The anecdotal personal stuff I felt like was something that was like kind of the icing on top of this. Limits, we're heading towards zero nutrition in our food. Everything's GMO. They've destroyed the plants and the insect life and the bees, and the climate has been changed, but not because the earth's just getting overrun by cow farts or something. It's because they have been doing it. The evil people's plans, the Illuminati's big plan, the biblical prophecies of what they said it would look like, timelines, Jewish wedding, the whole story has to fit with the Jewish wedding. And the best I ever saw in this was Pastor Perry Stone did a actual event where they acted out a Jewish wedding. And if you don't understand that, as Pastor Mark Biltz say, he's a Messianic Jew. If you don't understand a Jewish wedding, you can't understand Revelation. And of course, the 9th of Av was right on my original list that I started 4 years ago. So I started looking for support in all those areas and found it. Just mounting evidence in all those different categories. So it wasn't like I just had a whim of, we're close and there's the Holy Spirit number. Maybe it's the 5, I've poured. Here's another thing I never said. At the time, when this information hit me in an awakening event, okay, I was at a chiropractic, license renewal seminar where, we have to take a certain number of hours of continual education to keep us up to date on our license. What if Christians had to take a continual education to keep your mind sharp and your heart on fire for Jesus? I think it's a good idea. Sadly, the places I went were not providing that. So I trusted in the Holy Spirit and dove in that word, and you can too. But anyways, I was at a re-education, continual education seminar, and Trump was, coming out at that time, and I just happened to cross some information that made me think, hey, the last Trump. So I went to look it up, and there was the first Rapture video I saw talking about the verse, the last Trump, and Trump being the last Trump. And that kind of launched my whole process. So at the time, I had my practice going, which was really very busy, but I was also managing 4 sub-businesses along with that. I was managing 2 nutrition companies through my business, and a water filtration company called Kangen Water, and then an electronic frequency instrument healing device, I can't say healing because it's against the law. It was a frequency device that was good for human tissue, let's just say that, and helped the body to repair itself. And that was called Beamer, and it still is called Beamer. But when I heard this call from God, I literally heard him say to me in not verbal words, but through my heart, through my solar plexus, he said, drop all that because I want you. That's what I felt like he said to me. He said, I want your 24/7. And so I said, Lord, everything? And he said, you will continue to provide health care for people. You will continue to take care of my people. He didn't say any of this verbally. It was just this strong unction that I needed to drop all this other stuff that was taking up all my time and devote, other than my practice, which I needed to continue for
pay the bills. I dropped all those other businesses, and to the chagrin and hurt of some of my dear friends. And one of my good friends, Rick, had just invested a large amount in our Beamer business, and I had to drop it. And I was so confident we were going Revelation 12, September 23rd, that it was not a problem until after that. And then I felt like this enormous guilt, pressure. Oh no, I really let you down, and I'm sorry, but don't worry, we're coming soon. So, but I let a bunch of people down because they were counting on me to continue thriving these businesses. And I said, the Lord has pulled me away from this. And so all those extra hours I was putting into keeping those businesses managing, and it was literally taking every available moment. I put that all into the Word. And I already had a pretty good study time, but I turned 100% of that focus into the Word. And reading and studying everything about the rapture. So going through the entire 66 books with that agenda in mind, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. It's hard to explain because each thing that I could teach on could take an hour, or more. And if we're around for a while longer, maybe I'll delve into it for you. But I'll give you a hint. In each one of the Gospels, you will pick up the rapture story first, and then instructions and details on how to walk through the tribulation, instructed for the Jews. So in a way, the Gospels are for the Hebrew nation, but there's so much value to us. And of course, his passion and his ascension has so many clues. There's layer upon layer upon layer, and each story could lead you in studies on multiple things, especially when you start getting into the Hebrew letters, and especially the ancient Hebrew letters, where you could just look at a word and practically figure out the deeper hidden meaning that's within that word. So I just wanted to encourage you. We're right on time, and I think it's really important to reach out to others and share joy, the joy of the Lord, the joy that Jesus gave, and draw them. Jesus said, go out and get them with love. And by love, they will know you are mine. And so when you're so loving, out of the ordinary loving, people are like, I want what he has. What is it about him? And when you live out loud, they just know, oh, God, he's a Christian, instead of the angry finger-wagging Christian that everybody hates, that says, oh, yeah, he's one of those Christians. He doesn't like anybody, right? That was not what we were instructed to do. Judgment is our Father's. Go and get them with love. Spread the message of love, that every single person can be saved by just understanding that God is Jesus, and he came to die for you because he loved you, and he wants to have an everlasting relationship with you. And he loves you right where you are, and the more you enjoy his love, the more wonderful your life will get. Instead of, you got to stop that before you can get into the Lord. The Lord don't accept that, and so you're going to hell for doing. That's not the message that we were instructed to bring. I mean, read the Gospels again. Does he go and say, all right, I want you to go door to door and start yelling at these people for all the sin and say they're going to hell if they keep on sinning? Was that the message? I didn't read those verses if it is, and that's because they're not in there. Okay, so I absolutely love the latest message by Jeff Sherwood, where he said, we are all guilty of underestimating the love of our Father. And he's bringing up about how we can pray for our unbelieving family members. And it's so true. I have been kind of right there, but not verbalizing it. The same thing. I've hung on the fact that Noah was found perfect. He brought his whole family. Rahab was believing, and she brought her whole family. And I look at the other symbolism of us being able to, the other verses that literally say that we get to bring our children. So the unbelieving spouse, husband or wife, is sanctified by the believing spouse, husband or wife, and therefore sanctify their children. I love it. Jeff Sherwood says, Rahab was able to bring her whole family even though her mother and father didn't live with her. So I have spent the last couple of days praying every name that I can think of, everybody in my family, everybody that I know that is not a Christian believer, and prayed over whole household, like the house of Awe, and my wife's maiden name is Hyde, and the house of Hyde, and all the other names I could think of. And then when I ran out of names, I said, Father, I know there are more people that I love, that that I love, that please bring them to my remembrance. And since I can't right now, I give my tongue to you and dedicate this prayer by your perfect tongue towards all those that I could help. And then I started praying in tongues. Ale eshia maya tunia taba. Benea, danea, kanana, isia, ataya. There's no magic to tongues, all right? You don't get took over because the Holy Spirit does not take you over. That's evil spirits take you over. Okay? When you're practicing speaking in tongues, it's purely by faith. You say, I don't know what to pray, but you do. You're the perfect prayer. Abba, my Father, lift up your spirit within me. I give you my tongue. And then you sound a bunch of gibberish that is purely faith that it means anything. And if there's love in your heart, then it does. And if there's not love, there's actually a verse that says, you know, if you're speaking in tongues, but there's no love in your heart, like maybe you're angry and you're speaking in tongues, it says you sound like tinkling brass, like pots and pans clanging together is the Hebrew meaning. So, Abba, I pray for all the people on my channel, all of my friends and family that are now my spiritual friends and family, people that are praying, they're afraid that someone's going to be left behind, or perhaps even themselves are going to be left behind. Abba, I can't remember all the thousands of names, but I know you do. Allah ashiyama biata mia miote sia dia mio gene edi. Sing a song. Aliyana diada mio sianada. The law is, I hate to get too scientific, but you know, the Father created science and everything, and he spoke the universe into existence. So frequency is necessary. So even somebody deaf or mute could do this by breath. Hun, hun, hun. You know, even maybe the frequency of the hands. I don't know, but your faith, I guarantee it's recognized. So I hope this was a little extra encouragement, because this might be my last message. I know I say that all the time, you guys, but you know, one of these times it is going to be my last message, and then we're all going to be up in heaven at the fun table and just joyously sitting with the King, and we'll have a lot of great memories, right? So I love y'all, and I hope I don't see you again on this device. I hope it's in the clouds. But all right, in case I was neglecting saying this. So our final options are this next couple of days. If I'm wrong on the new moon, then I'm 3 days off, and so there'll be a couple more days. Our following watch times are, you know, this weekend is really huge, hopefully tomorrow, but all the way up until the new moon. And there's a couple of verses about the new moon being critical from time to time, right? From one new moon to another. So I love that. The next new moon starts the month of Elul. Elul, the Hebrews have been practicing for thousands of years that they should fast for 40 days and 40 nights right up to the Day of Atonement. So for us to leave right before then, and that 40 days, it's perfect. So right now at the 22nd of Av, which is tomorrow, Sunday, going into Monday, the 17th of August, that is 33 days from the beginning of the Feast of Trumpets. Now, if we go back to 2017, the Great American Eclipse on August 21st was 33 days before the Revelation 12 sign. So the symbolism of both of those, and they're both exactly 3 years apart. In fact, I have it, it's 1,091 days from the eclipse to our date here, and from the Revelation 12 sign to the Feast of Trumpets this year. 1,091 days, which is also 2 years, 11 months, and 26 days each. But in Hebrew years, it would be a full 3 years. So I really like this time. I hope this is it. But if it's not, then we simply look till the end of this month. Again, the Holy Spirit month, the month of Av, the name of the Father. And after that, you know, we got the month of Elul, and that Feast of Oil falls somewhere in there. And then we got the Feast of Trumpets. Hey, I was all about the Feast of Trumpets at the beginning. But as God said, it will come at a time you don't think. You know, we started thinking, well, maybe it's deeper. And then there's this much evidence that it'll be at the wheat harvest and wine. And as far as the Feast of Trumpets, there's at the last trump. But the thing is, when I looked up the Hebrew writing about that, it wasn't the same wording of the 100 trumpets that they blow at the Feast of Trumpets, and then the last one being the Tekiah Haggadah. It wasn't like that. It was more like the trumpet of the last, or the trumpet of the end. And when God descended on the mount and he trumpeted at the Pentecost season, then there's multiple verses where he repeats, once before I trumpeted and shook the earth. This next time I'm going to trumpet and shake the heavens and the earth. So that was tied to the Pentecost. So you see where we get this. I'm not against it. I'll take anything you got, right? But other than random, it has to be something. There's multiple verses that say it'll come at the appointed time, at the moed, at the moedim, at the holy convocation. We are going to have you do a holy dress rehearsal of this harvest. Jesus said the harvest is the end of the world. Take this bread and take this wine. That's how you become a Christian, or part of the ceremony that you do to remember Jesus. Jesus said, as oft as you do this, remember me. And you take that bread, the wheat, and you eat it without leaven, without sin, the sinless one that was broken. You break it before you eat it, and you chew it up completely. And then the new wine, this is the wine of the new covenant. So for us to go with the wheat and wine harvest time, oh my goodness, so beautiful. If it's not it, we'll have more information. See you next time.
One more thing, Dr. Berry.
Oh yeah, sure, anything, Bonesy.
Could you remove this?
Ah, yeah, sorry about that, bud. Oh boy, we're back from the zoo and it smells amazing. Let's lift that top. Oh my goodness, what a beautiful roast. I wish you could smell this butt. This is a delicious looking meal. I'm so excited. You know, there's one guy I really wish could smell my butt. Goodness, so amazing, so tender. Look at it, it's literally fell off the bone. This is so delicious.
So many nights I've sat by my computer waiting for someone to teach me his psalms. So many dreams I've kept deep inside me, alone in the dark. But then you came along and you light up my life. You give me hope to carry on. You light up my days and fill my nights with songs and funny skits. Like a rockstone cowgirl, riding up on a horse in a star-spangled rodeo. Cha-cha-cha-cha, like a rhinestone cowgirl. We will work with each other, we will work side by side. We will work with each other, we will work side by side. And we'll guard each man's dignity and save each man's pride. And they'll know we are Christians by our love, by our love. Yes, they'll know we are Christians by our love.
Okay, hold that, and we will go to side.
Okay.
Now you closer to him.
Okay.
Good, and me in the video too.
Okay. We will work with each other, we will work side by side. We will work with each other, we will work side by side. And we'll guard each man's dignity and save each man's pride. And they'll know we are Christians by our love, by our love. Yes, they'll know we are Christians by our love.
That was me singing, I was moving her mouth. That's gonna be funny.